just going to go through some thrift store finds that I found this weekend. In fact, I actually found these the previous weekend, and they were still there when I went back. They were pretty expensive. The thrift store does that sometimes. They've kind of put on a imaginary number, a very high number, and I guess it worked in this case. I did wind up buying them, although I did use a 20% off coupon and wound up getting them for about $20 each, which is a little on the high side. That's $20 Canadian, so maybe more like 16 US. But they're all complete, and the box is in really good condition. They're Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. So there's one Game Boy Color and two Game Boy games. They're getting older and rarer. It's sort of 20 years old at this point. It's cardboard. A lot of people just recycled it. So I just felt that it would be worthwhile to add to my collection because it's only going to get harder to find these sorts of things. So I'm just going to open them up now, show you what I got in them. I did check them at the thrift store if they were complete, that they're all complete. At least if they had instructions and the cartridge. I think two of them have inserts and one of them does not, but still the boxes are in really good condition. So just sort of take a look. The first one was Gex, Enter the Gecko. This was a franchise back in the day. I don't think it hasn't lasted up till this day, although maybe you've seen it more recently. I haven't really noticed it, but you can see the box is in very nice condition. There's, a little bit of wear, but it's very solid, tight corners. Here's the insert with the cartridge, and we have the instruction, and actually it's nice. I like having all of these extra little extras as well that you can get. And they always have this, consumer information booklet about precautions to take. I think they got a bit sensitive with the Virtual Boy, where it's had all those issues. So this one was actually, well, they were $20 each. I think these two were $25. This one was $18, and then I got them all together and I took 20% off, and it wound up after taxes, Canadian taxes, it wound up being about $60. So $20 each. This one, I really like Miss Pac-Man, so they wanted $25 for it. I got it for $20. Still a bit high, but it's in really good condition especially for a cardboard game. This one, you can hear it rattling around a bit, didn't have an insert with it, but it did have the game in a case and the instructions in the box. So that was nice. And the last one, they also wanted $25 for this one. The last one was Tetris2. Tetris is always popular. It was like the signature game in the Game Boy, Tetris 1, and this was came out as a sequel. I haven't played this a lot, but again, we'll just open it up. This one has a plastic insert, which I didn't know they made them with plastic inserts, and also has instructions and cartridge. Doesn't have a plastic case for the cartridge, but still it has everything. And I'm gonna just quickly fire these up. I haven't actually tested them yet. I have the Frankenstein Game Boy Advance that I made in another video. Using it because it's the Super Bright AGS 101. So we'll get it, it'll show up nicely on the camera, and we'll just quickly fire these up and make sure that they all work. So here we have Tetris 2. Quickly try. I don't know a lot about this. There's circles here. And actually pieces that I have not seen in the regular Tetris before. Oh, that's really interesting. Seems like when the piece lands, the other piece falls down for some of the pieces when they're separated like this one, which is an interesting thing. Oh, that's interesting, yeah. All right, so that one obviously works. I'll take a look at it a bit more later. And let's try Gex. Enter the Gecko. I always have trouble opening up these games, but I just press them when they come out. We got their title screen going, but I'm not getting anything else. Oh, there we go. Usually, if the cartridge doesn't work, it stops at the Nintendo or the Game Boy screen. So this is, it looks like the cartridge is running, but it's really slow, or you have to press certain things. No, it's starting. It's just takes a long time to start. Yeah, what I did that there where you can on the, for original Game Boy games on a Game Boy Advance, you can do it in two modes. It'll either, if you press the trigger buttons, it'll widen to fill the screen, or it'll just be in the regular size of normal Game Boy. Still, like, I'm not sure if I need to hit things. Okay, so it's kind of funky. Doesn't seem to want to start, so either something's funky with the Game Boy or something's funky with this. Cartridge seems to roughly work. I'll investigate more later. And finally, Miss Pac-Man. This was actually a favorite arcade game of mine, so I might have been a bit, you know, more willing to spend a bit of money for this one. I don't know if I don't think it's worth a ton of money. Although obviously, when you can get the box and the instructions, that's a nice bonus. I also don't have it in just cartridge form. Oh, and note, like, this is a Game Boy game, and you're seeing that this is in color, but a lot of the Game Boy games after the Game Boy Color came out had like special color versions that would activate if they were used in the newer device. And this is a Game Boy Advance, obviously will automatically use all of those extra color palettes for its own, to make it look as good as it can look. So that's why you're sort of seeing it in color here. But of course, if you just had a Game Boy, this would have just been in black and white Miss Pac-Man. The colors don't exactly look like Miss Pac-Man, so I'm not sure what they're going for here. It doesn't look like an arcade version of Miss Pac-Man, but they've got extra colors going on here that I guess it's better than just straight black and white. And so those are the three games I got. An okay deal, I think. Not super thrilling, but really nice to find these games actually in the box in the thrift store. You know, I wish they would have priced them a little bit cheaper, but you can't have everything. All right, so thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed seeing these in-box Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, and hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.